Hello and welcome back to Mobile Device Automation with UiPath. In this demo, we will set up our first device using the Mobile Device Manager component of UiPath Studio Pro. Once set up, we can record and perform actions on the device, manage applications, run tests, and perform debugging. Let's begin. In the previous video, we got acquainted with SauceLabs and created an account. Quick recap. We're using SauceLabs to connect Studio Pro to physical or emulated mobile devices and perform automated mobile testing. So, before advancing, let's make sure we are logged into our SauceLabs account. We will need this to set up our devices with Mobile Device Manager. We're good here. Let's now switch to Studio Pro and start an automation project. Here, we will select the Mobile Testing Automation Project template. This template gets us a head start for mobile automation, compared to an empty project in which all the steps would need to be done manually. From the project created, we'll select the Mobile Automation option from the Design ribbon, and then Mobile Device Manager. Let's explore some of the options here. On the left-hand side, we can view two tabs, Devices and Applications. In this video, we will take care of the Devices tab and leave the other one for the next video. We will create two separate devices, one with iOS and another one for Android. Let's see how. We'll click the plus sign on the upper left hand of this Mobile Device Manager screen. This opens a new window. Let's first configure the Android device. We'll give it a name. The next field is the APM URL. This makes possible the connection to the server where our device is hosted. Let's go to the SauceLabs webpage. We'll find the APM URL by navigating to the account menu on the top right-hand side, and then to user settings. The APM URL is the one under driver creation. Here it is. Now let's move back to Mobile Device Manager and paste the copied APM URL. The next two fields are platform and device name. These are specific to each device we want to connect. To get them, we need to go back to SauceLabs once again. Let's scroll up and navigate to the Help and Support menu, then select Documentation. A new browser tab opens. From here we'll go to the Platform Configurator. Alright, we'll first select APM as the API option. Let's see now the device drop-down and explore the options here. We have 4 iOS simulators, Android emulators, iOS devices, and Android devices. The last two options are physical devices that SauceLabs can provide us with. But for our first device, we will choose Android emulator. There are quite a lot of devices for us to select from. For this demo, let's go with Google Pixel C Google API emulator. The next field is operating system. Basically the operating system version for our Android device. Let's select Android 8.1. Now, let's scroll down a bit to copy code, where we now have the two pieces of information we came for. The first one is device name. So, let's copy it from here and input it to the corresponding field in the Mobile Device Manager. Please keep in mind that the names should be identical in SauceLabs and Mobile Device Manager. Otherwise it will not work. Then, for the platform field, we'll select Android from the drop-down menu and copy the platform version from SauceLabs. The version here is 8.1. Now, let's paste it to the corresponding field in the Mobile Device Manager screen. All the required fields now have the right input. Let's also check out the next field, Additional Desired Capabilities. This field is used to add specific capabilities to customize the automation session. We will learn about it in detail in the upcoming videos. For now, let's select the new command timeout capability. It is used to decide how long the APM will wait for a new command from the client, before assuming the client has quit, and end the session for the emulator. As a best practice, let's set it to 0. This way, the device will not disconnect automatically. The last field is set geolocation, which sets the device location. This can help a lot in testing applications for which location data is relevant. For this demo, let's input 44 and 24 as the latitude and longitude respectively. This takes us somewhere in Romania. You can see the accurate point on the map provided. Great, we have configured our first Android device. Let's save and close this window. And the configured device now appears on the left panel. Let's repeat the steps and create an iOS device. Start by clicking on the plus icon and name it. The APM URL will be the same as before. So, let's navigate back to it in the SauceLabs webpage and copy it. And then paste it to the APM URL field in Mobile Device Manager. As we are creating an iOS device, let's select iOS as the platform in the next field. For the device name and version, we'll go back to the Platform Configurator on the SauceLabs documentation portal. Let's keep the API as it is, namely a PM. For the device we will select iOS Simulator this time, and from Devices, iPhone X Simulator, and for the operating system version, let's say iOS 14.0. Now, we will scroll down once again to the Copy Code section and copy the device name. Then paste it in the device name field in the Mobile Device Manager. Then we will do the same for the platform version. We will use the same inputs for the additional desired capabilities, but change the device location to 54 latitude and 28 longitude, which will take us to Belarus, as shown on the map. We have configured our first iOS device too. Great, let's save and close. Here, on the main screen we can see the two configured devices. One cool feature on this screen is that we can filter the devices based on operating system. We have these iOS and Android buttons just above the devices. If we select iOS, we will see only the iOS devices. Same goes for the Android ones. To sum up, we have configured two devices using the Mobile Device Manager and SauceLabs, one for each operating system, Android and iOS. We can go ahead and record and perform actions, run tests, and perform debugging. More about all of these in the next demos. This is it for setting up your first device using the Mobile Device Manager. Until next time.